Hey guys, and welcome back to Abir Speaks. In this video, let us talk about the game between Manchester City and Leeds United. So, this game was 3-2 to Manchester City, and Manchester City have finally returned to winning ways, but they did have to win it the hard way against Leeds United, and that might be concerning, but the fact that Manchester City have won is what actually matters because finally Manchester City have gotten on top of the table, nearly just 5 points behind Arsenal. And if Chelsea beat Arsenal, it's going to be a really interesting title race. I mean, Liverpool are right now out of the title race. So let us exactly talk about the game. First of all, we all know who carried the game today, and it was Phil Foden who carried the game for Manchester City. He was the one who scored the first goal, and that goal was in the first minute itself. And that was something that was really brilliant. It sparked a lot of hope for Manchester City, and also it showed how Manchester City, how Phil Foden is back in form, and that is something that is really interesting. The way Phil Foden plays, it's class. I mean, Erling Haaland did miss a chance to get 100 goals, but that really doesn't matter. 3 points is all that matters for Manchester City, and I have a feeling that Manchester City can compete for the title, and that is exactly what is needed at the moment. So let us talk about the game. In the first minute, Matthias Nunes, Manchester City's right back, played brilliantly. He put a beautiful ball in the box. It was actually meant for Erling Haaland, who could have volleyed it in, but Phil Foden took advantages of it and volleyed it, and that was brilliant. It had gone in the net. It was going top crossbar, and the keeper was already wrong-footed, and he was on the other side. So it was a brilliant effort by Phil Foden, and it had gone in, and that was how Manchester City had made it 1-0. But it didn't stop from there itself. Manchester City still kept threatening, and they finally did get another goal in the 25th minute, and that was a goal by Josko Guardiol. It was a tap in. It was not exactly tap in. It was a rebound goal that was scored by Guardiol, and that was something really fascinating. The way Manchester City again won the corner kick and how they dominated possession, and like they won a corner kick, they took the corner kick inside, and they pressed, and at the end they did get the goal. That's the thing. They'd taken the first corner, nothing had happened, and gone for another corner kick. But the second corner kick, which was taken by Phil Foden, that had gone in beautifully. Erling Haaland had headed it outside, and then after had gone to Guardiol, and Guardiol just squeezed it inside, and that was brilliant, and that was exactly how it had become 2-0 to Manchester City in the 25th minute. And now at this stage, I thought it was going to be a comfortable victory for Manchester City, but I was not wrong. It was a victory, but it was not as comfortable as one person would actually believe it should have been. And Erling Haaland once again was on a goal drought for Manchester City. 3 games running, and Erling Haaland has not scored a goal. He has not scored against Manchester City's defeat last week. And also he has not scored in Leverkusen's game, and this week he has not scored against Leeds United. And Erling Haaland's form is concerning, and hopefully Erling Haaland will get back to his scoring form and he would reach 100 goals. I mean, I think the reason why I think Erling Haaland's a little too excited to reach 100 goals. He's not playing his natural self. He just wants to score. That's the problem, and he's not exactly making use of chances or anything. So that's the problem. And it is right now 2-0 to Manchester City, but then Erling Haaland did get a chance, but he failed to convert it. So it still stands as 2-0. And now let us move into the second half. So right in the second half, Calvert-Lewin had come on for Leeds United, an ex-Everton player, and obviously he's a class player. And right when Manchester City were not expecting it, Calvert-Lewin was the one who struck the goal for Leeds United, and it was really shocking for Manchester City, the way Calvert-Lewin just got the space and just could score. And obviously it was poor defending by Matthias Nunes. It was his responsibility. At first Leeds United had gotten a threat, but then Donnarumma had taken care of it, and Matthias Nunes has gotten the ball. And now what Matthias Nunes had to do was clear it. But the problem was he could not clear it. He just played it straight in the center, and other defender, and then it was passed on by Arbazin to Calvert-Lewin, and then Calvert-Lewin was bodied by both Ruben Diaz and Matthias Nunes, and and it felt like he could not get the ball anymore. But then he was again proved wrong because Calvert-Lewin just Matthias Nunes, what do you call? He took an inside foot touch and thought of clearing it, but Calvert-Lewin was in the same line, and Calvert-Lewin just kicked the ball and it went in bottom corner, and that was how Leeds United got the first goal, and that was poor defending by Matthias Nunes. Like, I cannot believe how Manchester City let something that simple in the goal. And after that, Leeds United started pressing even more vigorously. Guardiola also could not handle the press. He kept trying to put it outside for Jeremy Doku, but again, nothing could happen. There were like 5, 6 Leeds United players inside Manchester City's half, and it was really difficult for Manchester City to actually produce anything. And 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, the 65th minute, right when Leeds United had gotten a chance, it was Guardiola again who had produced a nasty challenge. I mean, in the first half, his slide tackle was brilliant. He played absolutely brilliant, but now he got a little too he was a little too overconfident, Guardiola, and he just slide tackled Calvert Lewin in the box, and he had not gone in for the ball anywhere. Instead, Oscar Guardiola actually lost his balance completely, and he tried to get. And then when he lost his balance in the slide tackle, look, if he failed, that would mean that Calvert Lewin could easily get the ball, right? So then what he did was he just restricted Calvert Lewin's movement, and then he cleared the ball. So what he argued was that Manchester City had actually won the ball and he had just cleared the ball, but then like in the moment of the slide tackle, he was actually going for the ball, but then VR check again cleared and it was a penalty. And Mjolnir was taken. He was an ex-Manchester City player, been in the youth for 10 years, and Donnarumma saved the penalty, but then rebound, that was the problem. It had come back right to Mjolnir, and he had just had to take shot on the bottom right corner anywhere he could place it, and that is exactly how it had gone in. So really disappointing, and that was how it was 2-2, and Leeds United had completely turned the game around. And after that, it was Leeds United that had gotten the most chances in the game. They kept now from the 17th minute, Leeds United kept attacking. They had like 3 more chances. But again, Donnarumma played really good. He saved. And also Matthias Nunes, Ruben Diaz, Guardiola, all 3 of them played really good. I would not give it to Nico O'Reilly today. He didn't do much, if I'm being honest, attacking perspective and defending perspective. But it is fine. 3 points are 3 points. It really doesn't matter. And Calvert-Lewin also got another chance, but it was saved. But he had actually crossed the ball, but then Donnarumma had quickly saved it. And then we got Ryan Cherky coming on, and also we got Bernardo Silva coming off. And then for Pep, parking the bus tactics, nearly adapted. I don't understand how. Then John Stones had come on for Jeremy Doku, and that was Man City's lineup. And then, right when Manchester City had gotten a corner kick, Ryan Cherky had gotten the ball, he dribbled inside, and Phil Foden was free. He passed it to Phil Foden. Phil Foden then cut outside, took an inside foot touch, and with his left leg he banged it in the bottom bins, and that was how Phil Foden had scored. It was brilliant the way he dribbled past 2 players and just shot it bottom corner, and he got his 3rd Premier League goal of the season and his 6th of the campaign, and that is absolutely brilliant by Phil Foden. He's really in form, even if he doesn't score or give an assist. The way Phil Foden plays is really class, and that is exactly what Manchester City needs right now. Phil Foden played brilliantly, and he had slid it over there, bottom corner, scored brilliant, 3-2. And Erling Haaland, in fact, I'm really not happy by the way he performed. He had gotten 2 chances. I mean, he has not even no work rate from Erling Haaland at all. He just got 2 chances the whole game, and I mean 3 touches the whole game. Dribblings do not come because he just lost the ball right after. So Erling Haaland's case is a little, not expected. I mean, yes, 100 goals. I think that's the pressure that mainly adds up. But other than that, I really do not understand why exactly Erling Haaland cannot score. And Omar Marmoush also missed a chance. Right when he had come on, Doku had lofted the ball and Omar Marmoush had headed it, but saved by Petro. And that was it really. 3-2 was a brilliant match. Leeds United actually fought hard, and now Daniel Farke's his job's on the line. They lost 6 of the last 7 matches, and they've got the 6th defeat in the Premier League, and Leeds United are now 18th in the Prem, and it's getting a little dense for Leeds United. And today we also saw Sunderland beat Bournemouth coming from behind. and that was also a good victory. Both were entertaining matches, if I'm being honest. And now Manchester City face Sunderland, and that's going to be really interesting next Saturday. And if I'm being honest about Manchester City's lineup, one change I would be making is I would be putting Bernardo Silva off the lineup. Erling Haaland stays, I have no problem with that. So on the right back, Matthias Nunes, he's in incredible form. He was the one who provided the assist to Phil Foden. He was the one who crossed the ball to Phil Foden or Erling Haaland, whoever he meant it for. And then Ruben Diaz doing really well. Guardiola obviously doing really well. And since Aithnuri's gone away, Nico O'Reilly, he is in form. I mean, he can control. He can control. And then Donnarumma goal. And I would put Nico Gonzalez as the CDM, obviously. And now it gets a little concerning over the midfield, right? But what I would do is I'm going to be putting Ryan Cherky as Manchester City's midfield. And then instead of Tijani Reinders, I would be putting Tijani Reinders this time because I do not want Bernardo Silva to start. And then Erling Haaland, Doku, and Phil Foden is what I would predict. And just Tijani Reinders and Ryan Cherky in the midfield. And I think that would be a little strong. I mean, both of them are a little weak, they just come on. But when Rodri is fit, I will be removing from the lineup Reinders. He's not good end product. He's not a good end product at all. He just shoots and misses. That's the thing I do not like about Ryan Diaz. He just showed his flair when he had come against Wolverhampton, and that's it. But that's all I have to say. And finally, Manchester City are now second in the league, and the only thing Man City have to rely on is Chelsea beating Arsenal, which is tomorrow, Sunday. And if Chelsea beat Arsenal, the title race is really, really on because it's now going to be epic. Chelsea, Manchester City, and Arsenal on top. And Sunderland are also like slowly cruising. And it's just that nobody can see them. So that's all I have to say, and I will see you in my next video. And please consider subscribing. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.